Hello and welcome to episode 86 of Super Prose Bros. I'm player one, Ike, and with me, as always, is.
Player 2, Eli, and Potato Chip. Did you know this podcast that's on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify?
I did not, Chef Boyardee. Are those the same places they could
Like,
comment
share?
and subscribe?
It certainly is.
I haven't had my coffee today. Okay.
Doesn't sound like you need it.
I want it desperately.
Goddamn bad.
So it's been a week or two. What you been up to?
ODing on Last Epoch. That has been a fair amount of fun.
I mean, it's the last one. You got to get your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly. Had a good update. I've been enjoying the couple characters I've been playing so far. So I've been playing a lot of that with friends. What else have I been doing?
Watching 5 episodes of a certain show.
I started watching The Last of Us and holy shit, why did I wait so long to watch that? I'm almost annoyed that I know some things about the game in like broad strokes because it kind of ruins some of it for me. Like there's certain things like plot points that I know will come up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I'm like annoyed that I have foreknowledge.
Yeah.
Even though like I never played the game to understand like some of the world building and some of like the mechanics behind it, but like I just know in some broad strokes what will happen. Versus like Fallout where I know fuck all outside of how the power armor looks. And the basic premise of world destroyed by nuclear war, but that doesn't tell you much of the aftermath. But I've really been enjoying The Last of Us. Episode 3 made me cry like an absolute bitch. Nick Offerman, and I don't know who was his foil in that episode. Jesus. That may just be like the best bottle episode, basically, I have ever seen. Of any show ever. It's so good.
Are neither of the main characters in the episode?
They basically show up at the end.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, like pretty much the episode starts with Joel and Ellie going to meet Bill and Frank, like to basically go get resupplied by Bill and Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to like 20 years earlier and shows Bill and then shows him meeting Frank and then their life together.
Because they met during they meet and have a life during the apocalypse, right?
Exactly. Because like Bill is like a doomsday prepper and basically turns a small town into like his own personal fucking castle. It's kind of awesome, honestly. Yeah, like at one point he sets up like traps, and there is one point where he's just sitting eating a fancy fucking dinner that he makes himself, watching security camera footage of like an infected walk and like hit a tripwire and just get its head blown off, and he starts chuckling. He's like, never gets old. It's kind of dope. But yeah, it is a phenomenal episode. Like, even if you don't watch the rest of the show, that episode stands out on its own well enough. It's great. And so yeah, I've been super digging the show and admittedly missing some sleep because of it. That's my bad. But yeah, I did go out and meet somebody for a drink Friday night.
Ooh.
That was fun. It was pretty pleasant. May meet up with them again. We'll see. It's I don't know if this was a first impression. I think it's just kind of how they talk to people, but like they kept saying or like talking as if they had hit me with something profoundly horrible and they were sorry for oversharing. And I'm like, you spoke in half sentences and didn't really finish a lot of thoughts, so I'm really not sure what you're dumping on me necessarily. But okay. They did that like 5 times. I'm like, Did I black out and miss something? Like, should I be more concerned than I am? Was it, otherwise, so yeah, so that's been good. And I saw Eli last week. He's coming over today. We'll probably go see Sinners in the afternoon because I hear that's very good.
More on that later.
Noted. Oh yeah, I didn't even see you write it down. But yeah, that's kind of my week. Otherwise, work is fucking work, and yeah, that's all I got. I'm pissed at my cats. I bought them a cat toy, and as is ritual, they won't play with it. Those fucking bitches. I just should never buy them things. Anything I pay money for, they're immediately like, "Fuck you." I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
How dare you?
Try to
We
bribe.
are.
You
What,
trying
you
to
trying to bribe
me?
us?
Yeah, like, how about this shoelace? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god, it needs to die.
I wonder if cats are like a good, are like analogous for rich people. Like they want to believe, like they want to pretend. The world wants us to pretend that they like the really ritzy stuff, but in all reality,
They are absolute fucking gutter animals.
yeah, they're debased. I mean, they're eating things off the bottom of the ocean and that you would kill if you saw it walking on the street. Like, I mean, how civilized can they be?
They're not. They're still technically feral.
Huh?
Cats are still technically feral animals. Like dogs are domesticated.
Oh
Cats are
yeah, yeah.
actually not
Cats. Yeah, it's what's the joke that like we domesticated dogs, cats domesticated
domesticated
us.
us.
Yeah, not wrong. All right, so I had a bit of a doozy because we recorded before I went to spring break and I had a week off. Tried to do some coding, still trying to do some coding. It's a very interesting thing of I'm trying to learn it quickly because I want to like get into the next part of my life, but also I need to take my time. So I don't know if you've ever had something in your life where you have to quick like your brain wants you
Hurry
to
up
go
and
fast,
wait.
but you need to take your time to do it.
Yeah.
It's a conundrum. But other than that, saw a certain movie in theaters. Who's to say what it is? Maybe we'll talk about it later. Uh, then took a trip to the Bay Area uh, to play in a Magic tournament, see some friends. First night there, they had single elimination tournaments to start the day, which were like they were good EV, but it is a good reminder that I lost in the first round, so I was like, "Yay! Here's my money, and I'm done." I am so glad. Like, I think those kind of tournaments should exist for that setting. It like makes sense. It's good for like time wise, but holy shit, there's a reason that the common format is not single elimination. It is the most unfun Magic experience for everybody I talk to. It's like good for like expediency, but like when it comes to like enjoyment, holy shit, they suck.
Just nicht sehr gut.
Yeah. Went out, had some amazing ramen afterwards. I've never had something so spicy, so like savory, and also the pork was like really sweet. Or not really sweet, it wasn't like candy, but it was like noticeably sweet.
Yeah.
Such a good fucking combo. Oh my god. It's fucking amazing.
Nice.
Thank you, Kevin, for the recommendation and taking us there. It was also like I had my roommate from college who just lives up there now. My roommate for college who has a master's degree in marine biology who works at Western Digital, which fucking figure that shit out. Like he didn't take courses. He just rocked up and like got a job from them and has been working with them for like 4 years because one of the weird through lines is they both use like electron magnoscopes, microscopes, and he just knows how
He
to
just
use
has
them.
experience using
Yeah, he has
electron
experience
microscope.
from his master's program, and they're like, "Sick, we'll hire you." Like so, from one class and one like small amount of pedigree from his degree, he has like a very nice job in San Jose that allows him to live in downtown San Jose by himself comfortably, which is nuts. Um, and what does he do with his free time, you ask? I'm glad you asked. He's doing judo 4 times a week. So he was late to meeting up because he had to literally hork down a fucking shot of collagen. Not like a shot with a needle, like top me off bartender shot of collagen. Fun fact, apparently it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard somebody say, "Ooh, collagen." Like,
Everybody that we were with has like master's degrees or better, and their eyes exploded when he said that. Is very fucking funny.
why was he working down collagen?
So judo is applies like it's kind of fucking with his knees, and so
Okay.
yeah. Apparently, like he's done the like he's not somebody that does shit from what he reads on the internet. He does his own research, and as somebody with a master's in a STEM field, I trust his research enough for him anyway. And so like
Sure.
looked into it and was like, this is a good way to prevent your knees from going to shit. He's like, done. It's just been like every day, just like knocking one back, like ah.
Does it not just fucking like denature acid in your stomach?
I don't know.
Like okay.
Yeah. Then so the person we were staying with was one of my best friends, Daniel Silver. His buddy from like the 3rd grade or something like that, like who he's known for like ever, like and keeps in good contact with, stayed at his place. He recommended this coffee place that was, both of them are coffee heads, so it was like way over my head. I needed to add cream and sugar so I could like tolerate it. And
Sure.
he's over here just drinking it straight while it's still boiling because he can't wait because it was so good, which love that for him. But they had a pistachio blackberry croissant. Oh my god. I
Did it make
saw
you
Jesus.
see God?
He's
Wow.
a tasty fella.
Wow, we are such siblings. Holy shit.
It was so good. It had marzipan on the bottom still. I was like, oh, it was fucking amazing.
Like, I'm just get that without the fucking blackberry on it.
It didn't taste as berry as you would think. I think you would have still liked it. I liked it.
Still can't believe when anyone says that to me.
What?
It doesn't taste like X. Like, bullshit.
Okay, it doesn't taste. What? Run the tape back. I believe I said it doesn't taste that much like X, but sure.
Yeah. Either way, the same sentiment where people are like, a frappuccino doesn't taste like coffee. Like, yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sure. Okay. Mileage may vary. The blackberry wasn't so noticeable.
It wasn't overwhelming.
No, it was a berry like sub flavor to a sweet, just fucking delicatessen. So then went out, did really well in the tournament, ended up finishing like 13th overall, which is good for some coin. Basically paid for the trip and then maybe like $20, which hey, I'll take that. And found out on one of my last meals there that my friend is a lawyer and his wife is going to law school to pass the bar so she can get paid more for doing the same job that she does right now, which is really fucking funny. Like she's doing the exact same thing. Her job is not going to change, but like the coworkers she works with have a law degree, and so they get paid like multiple 10 figures more. And she's like, "That's bullshit. I'm better than you, so I'm gonna get this degree so I can be better than you and get paid more." Which I'm like, Jesus Christ, Amy, you're awesome. So aggressive.
That is the kind of petty bullshit I can get behind.
Yeah, well, when it's, $15,000-$20,000 a year, I'm not sure how petty it is anymore, but
that's fair.
It is like very aggressive and I love it. But I found out she's going to law school and she's like, it's a nightmare. I was like, I totally can believe it. And she goes, no, on the back of our, like, this is how much of a nightmare law school is. On the back of the student cards for law school, like, here's my student ID, it has my name, like, you have to carry it everywhere. On the back of it, in large, bold print, is the suicide hotline phone number. Think about that. Think about why they would print it in bold, like 30 font across the back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those one sentence horror stories. You're like, oh, what does that mean? It means what you don't want it to mean, but you know what it means. Is what it means.
Yikes on trikes.
Yeah. We got to leave early because didn't top 8, which sad, but like I think I knew by name and previous interaction like half the top 8 or something like that, which was pretty sick.
Doesn't shock me.
Yeah, but it was nice. It was like 400 per, or no, this one was actually again pretty small. I'm really sad for this company. I'm glad they're printing money for nerds, but they are losing money on all these trips I've been to. Sorry, thank you. But left early, picked up the orange sauce for those of you that are in the know from the Bay Area, from La Victoria. Was very excited. Stopped by Wendy's because I needed a snack at one point.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, I'm sad. It really is just the worst of times. I'm getting old. I don't fucking know. Wendy's chicken sandwiches are $3.
That actually doesn't shock me at all.
It doesn't, but it's still just like, oh man, inflation's a fucking huge bitch. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't that long ago they were like $1.50.
Yeah, about like 5 to 8 years probably.
I don't even think it's 3. I think it's like I think they were $1.50 like 2 years ago. I don't know if that's true, but
you gotta check the tape on that one.
That's fair. But it's just like a realization, like, man, they talk about like, oh, we don't need change anymore. Dude, I don't know that we need fucking dollar bills anymore. Like, we're getting close to like fucking Abe Lincoln being the base fucking bill. This goddamn country. It's wild. Anyway, this last week after I got back, been testing for a tournament that I'm going to next weekend. Not because of that, but inspiration from that, I ended up having a panic attack at work the other day. To my credit, and a lot of, training and smart people in my life kind of knew what to do, didn't take it out on anybody, got myself in an isolated circumstance, listened to calming song, did a breathing exercise. To like kind of make a bit out of it and drag me out of it, I decided to like try to get in the fetal position. That shit's like, we need to stop using that as a shorthand in like movies and TV. That position's impossible. Like, it's so uncomfortable to be in the fetal position. Like, I think I'd rather have a panic attack than try to sit in the fetal position for 10 minutes. I can't breathe. My chin's against my knee. This sucks. My back hurts. Make it stop. It's so weird. Like, but they always use it in shows of like somebody crying in the shower in the fetal position. It's like, nah. You had to work to get to that. You want it. Like, you're doing that for attention. That shit's painful. Anyway, but kind of took a breath, we talked about some of the stuff in the past and was able to utilize some of your wisdom that you presented me with. We talked off camera about like anxiety and shit like that. It was very helpful, so thank you, bros.
No problem.
Finished my first book in a while. Again, we'll be talking about that at the end of the episode, I think. I don't have that written, but I will put that in. And yeah, went back to acupuncture for the first time in like so long, and guess what? Getting stabbed still hurts. For those of you that don't know, the stabbing, not the best.
Not the greatest.
Not the greatest. As opposed to what is greatest might be a strong word, but pretty fucking good. What are we talking about today, bruv?
We are going to be talking about the show Silo.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know. So we both, per Eli's recommendation and, kind of talking it up, decided to check it out. And yeah, it was a slight spoiler alert. Pretty fucking great. So we're going to talk about it. And if our editor would be so kind to kind of backtrack and put in when we stop spoiling it. Spoiler alert! And if you don't want spoilers, know that it's really fucking good. You should check it out. I guess the only kind of what would caveats be for people to not watch it before we get into the review and spoilering.
If you are adamantly opposed to tension or violence, you should avoid it.
Yeah,
But it's not particularly gory.
no.
It's not particularly like it's not. There's no like
I
sexual
guess if
assault.
I
There's
guess if
no
like self harm or suicide is a triggering thing, there are aspects of that in the show.
sure like the first episode.
Well, like the last one too. More on that later. Uh,
Oh yeah, okay, sure.
um,
But
yeah,
yeah, but otherwise that's kind of it. It's not too big on reasons to avoid, I guess.
yeah. So, if you want to avoid spoilers, uh, insert an audio note here, Mr. Editor. Cut to
1 hour, 4 minutes, and 30 seconds.
and we'll see you then. All right, now to the spoilering or to the reviewing. Do we want to go bad then good or good then bad?
Oh, we can go bad than good.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my first note. So in this in this show, they have Common, and he's pretty fucking common. Like he's named correctly. He's basic as shit. I love Common. He seems like a nice guy. He's trying really hard. It's just not.
His acting is a bit fucking flat.
Yeah, it's just not hitting for me.
It's probably the weakest performance of the show.
Yeah. To be fair, the
Yeah.
show is like hitting at a pretty high like it's pretty fucking good. So like
Yeah.
he is up against
It
hard
makes it
competition.
clear that he stands out by comparison, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's I do think like
I think when he does get angry and yells, it plays. I think he does that well.
yes,
But when he's
I would
trying...
think he does like the big and scary moments quite well. It's
Yeah.
like the quiet and mundane that just feels like
Well, it's when he's trying to be threatening while not raising his voice and just using like his presence as, a weapon.
okay,
It's
sure,
just like
sure.
I'm like, sorta. I know what you're trying for. Like I'm not confused at what you're doing, but I'm definitely not like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like I'm not
he-
getting
he likes-
Denzel vibes from you of like, oh fuck.
yeah, he doesn't have the quiet menace down. That's true.
Yeah. Which I mean,
Um,
fucking acting's hard. That shit, like playing
Yeah.
something quiet and loud at the same time is like difficult.
There is definitely an art to it.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a skill set. But yeah, he's probably the weakest performance out of the show.
Him or maybe the fucking star guy, but I think he's supposed to come across as weak, so that's probably to his point.
Oh yeah, like Lucas Kyle.
Yeah, yeah, that fucking.
Fucking
Yeah, I feel
nebbish.
so sorry for that character.
That guy gets fucking railroaded.
Yeah, he does not have a good time.
That man is the poster child for guilt by association.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
Other than Common being Common, I would say one of the only things that's standing out that I can think of off the top of my head, is that the Big Brother aspect for being as big as they are, like, because it is like they do have all the tools comparatively to the rest of the people. I feel like for them
Sure.
wanting to maintain like that level of control, the things that slip out of their grasp, maybe there's more going on and they're busy, but it feels like it's a little too easy. Not that it's so easy, but a little too easy. There's certain things where it's like, really? She got away with it again and again. And it kind of felt like, especially with what they were willing to do, that
It's like I kind of want to push back against that a little bit.
okay.
Like I think to your first point, it's just like there's so much, and because they're such a small group that are like actually monitoring. It's like I can kind of see where shit gets away from it. So it's like to a degree, I think it's small for so much surveillance, and it's imperfect surveillance too.
Dude, they have sound and video. Like that's
Yeah, but it's not everywhere. It's just in mirrors or like hidden behind glass. Like they have to be discreet with their cameras, basically. So it's
sure.
like there is like a limitation on what they can see. It's not fucking modern day New York where you could apparently be seen everywhere. Um, yeah, eh. If you know, you know. Um, but so there's that. But two, like I think part of it is like what they're willing to do, like what they're willing to do. And it's like I think most of the time they don't want to push that because like there's kind of a calculated balance of like hard force versus like soft nudging, you know?
Yeah, that could be an aspect to it. It just felt a little. I always want the character to have to like. I don't know how to fix it in the writing per se, but the ability for the character to kind of get around and pierce through some of the things that happen felt a little too easy at
Like
times. It was
like
like
what? Like give an example.
going up to the judge. They're like, I mean, that's somebody that you have to imagine they would have like hard eyes on because she is such an important figure that is a fall guy. Um, there's getting the hard drive, plugging it in. It's so many things that like been down there for so many years that I'm kind of shocked that they haven't either thought through some of these things. And some of them are tricky. Like I, in one of the episodes, like her climbing down the recycling chute is like pretty fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them not thinking about that, especially considering they're, this is one of those benefits of her she's a down deep person. She has to be ingenuitive. They are topsiders. They don't have to be by and large.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot like the pack thing made a lot of sense, and like that conscripts or not conscripts, but that kind of corners out a lot of the other aspects to it. But the hacking in, getting away with it, going and seeing this person getting away with it, especially when there's a certain point in the show she causes a ruckus, and I have to imagine they're like, watch, like somebody's job is to watch this bitch. Like it kind of should have been. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's a person with power, clearance, and clearly is like ruffling feathers. Also, the fact that she ever got to be in that position was a little weird, and that they didn't like. I don't know. I think it's an undersold aspect of them not wanting to ruffle feathers, maybe. But it felt just a little like, I don't know. I guess I wanted it to be a little bit more of a struggle in certain aspects. It felt like she needed to find the right people, not get around the right hurdle, if that makes sense.
Sure.
That like
I
most doors were open. There wasn't like the only person she had to like figure out how to go see was the judge, and it wasn't even that hard.
Sure. I can kind of see that. I see it also like they didn't like that um they didn't want to like ramp security against her at the onset and like trigger alarms for like fear that she'd make noise is kind of my interpretation.
Sure.
Is kind of how I view it. But I can see where you're coming from.
Um, I know there's more things that I would kind of like, eh, want to change about the show, or like kind of like I thought it was like a slip up, but like none are coming to real mind off the get go. Sure, there's something else. I hope I either remember it. Might have to disrupt the good with a small
Sure.
downtick, but I don't think so. Is there anything that you found to be like kind of, I wish they did this better, or this thing kind of, it didn't like, it kind of stood out a little bit?
Um
I know there's one thing. the main actress.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the lead actress can't decide what accent she wants, which is really funny. Her British accent will slip through from time to time. Like it's just kind of like, wait, what? When I watched it with Eli, he pointed it out, and I was like, I can't unhear it, and I can't not listen for it when it slips. I also like one silly note in an otherwise terrific scene where they're fixing the generator, and
It's
there's
like
a
episode
pressure.
3 or whatever.
I think so. Where they're like fixing the pressure, like they
Oh
need to
yeah.
not blow the pressure valve, and she's spraying it with the hose, and I'm like, that doesn't reduce the pressure. That doesn't stop the steam buildup. That's not how that works. That's not how pressure works.
Yeah. It to their credit, in the scene you will not think about it at all.
You won't, but like, is it afterthought? I was like, wait,
Yeah.
no, that's god damn it, no.
I would say, other than Common's like trying to be brooding scary, even the Big Brother aspect is an afterthought. So much of the show works in the moment, which is when it needs to. Like
Yep.
I don't think there's a moment in the show that pulled me out other than like a question, but I mean that's kind of what the show is about.
Yeah.
But it never, like, I never felt like something was out of place or
It doesn't feel like it's out of place. It doesn't feel like it's cheap, especially when you get a bunch of the reveals.
yeah.
Like things start to fall into place very well. It makes sense why like how things worked, why they worked, how people knew things. Like it does fit very well.
To that end, the reveals in this show are amazing. Some of which I understood on an emotional level, but not a um, cognitive level. So, like, again, big spoiler. The end. The reason she doesn't die is because they were intentionally using bad tape,
Yes.
and the Down Deep had good tape.
They literally use like a better kind of tape. So the seals in her suit actually held.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured it was. It wasn't like, I understood, but it wasn't. I was like, I think that's what that means, but also is a little.
Eli and I were guessing, and we were very wrong. We were assuming that it was actually clean outside, and that like the air pack on.
That's what I
suit.
thought too. That's
Yeah.
why the show's ending might be one of my top 5 of all time. Is literally, it's a reverse that makes sense and is better than what you thought it was.
Yeah, because we're trying to rationalize, like, what is the benefit for keeping people locked in? Like, who is this for? And then it's
Oh
like,
no,
oh,
I thought that was a control aspect. That one
yeah,
made sense to me on
but
just
that
like
we're trying to figure out like who is benefiting from it. Like, what's the purpose of it?
control. Control is
But yeah,
its own
yeah,
benefit.
but like was there money? Is there like is the silo a big generator? Like we weren't sure like what like I get the control is a perk and da 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 da. But like usually it's for either a monetary purpose or some other bigger, better thing.
Sir, have you seen North Korea? Why? Because control. Like that's we don't.
Sure.
It's a sad reality, but certain psychopaths are just like, I want to have the things do exactly what I say they can do, and the best way to do that
Sure.
is nobody gets in.
Sure. But like it's just I don't know. It would have felt very out of place and restricted. I don't know. Like I get what where you're coming from, but like that would have made sense if there was like somebody living in crazy lavish luxury and like benefiting. But it's like even the most well off of the top people, it's like you're living in like a modest concrete apartment.
I mean,
It's not
it's modest by our standards.
yeah, but like I mean my point is it's not you and like I think one of the lines I love is like humans weren't made to live underground. Nobody in this silo has walked more than 250 feet in a straight line.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's like that's such a cool line and such an interesting point. It's like nobody is living normally here. We weren't made for this.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, okay, like if it's just control, there has to be some external benefit to it, or some other.
I agree that it's
reason.
better if there is. I don't know that I agree.
I mean,
that
we were just completely fucking wrong. It doesn't matter, but
yeah. But I mean, just the way So for those of you that are still listening, don't care about spoilers, and watch the show, the whole entire time they've been told it's bad outside, you have to go outside and clean. Then we find out via characters that when you go outside, it's actually beautiful, and that the reason everybody cleans the show is
They
in
want
like,
other people to see.
yeah, they want people to be able to see it because they are in a like, adult state.
If you'd never seen trees before,
Oh yeah, it would just fuck your mind.
it would blow your fucking mind.
That's one of the few times, I think, I don't know if this is a growing point for me as creator, understander of art, but that I feel like this is something that was either done better or I've started to appreciate, because that wasn't like, well, why, they know it's not. It's like, yeah, that's mind shattering to see color after
Yeah.
you've been in brown. Like you wouldn't be
You
able
literally
to like,
lived in a concrete building
yeah,
your whole life.
eye opening to say the least.
Yeah, you would shit your pants. It would break your perception of reality.
But before I go off on the next thing, the like, to have that, to then like, the idea that the show presents, which would have, by the way, it would have played if the outside was clean. There is an easy story arc to write there, that the outside is clean, and the reason keeping inside is because control over people. And if it's clean outside and people can just live their lives, the people that benefit from effectively a slavery workforce, the
Yeah.
the top society, no longer gets that perk and privilege. So it
Yeah.
would have made sense if it was clean outside. They didn't want people to know, and they just sent you outside to clean. And I thought it was going to be that, and they just put like poison in the suits.
Yeah, that is exactly what Eli and I thought.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that like the reason they're making them wear a suit is so that they can have them be breathing toxic air and they go outside and die. Makes sense.
Yep.
Got it. And then to have it at the like in the last episode be like a reveal that no, this is artificially generated. What we're seeing through this lens is actually reality. And we figured out a way to beat the system by wearing the tape. And then the pan back of we are one, and like 18 is the number silo we are. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, just a field of these things.
Yeah.
Down.
It, like, if you thought the reveal of we're not the only, because it wasn't even that much of a reveal, but the like, if you thought the aspect of Fallout where they're living in these like numbered places was cool, fucking Silo has an eye-opening experience for you. That last episode, holy shit.
Yeah. Also, I think the last 3 episodes building to the climax are fucking great. Like, I don't know, its pacing is a bit slow, but its build to the climax and finale is probably one of the best I've seen in a show.
I think I'm there with you. I'm trying to remember exactly. I know the last episode might be one of my favorites, especially the like the ending of it was like fucking like mind-boggling. I'm sure it pays off in season 2, but the whole thing with the new sheriff in the last couple episodes, I just couldn't care less. That's another one that actually like his character was like, God, I hope they do something with him, because I'm sorry, but I just don't really give a shit about him. Like his trials,
he matters
and
more in season 2.
All right, cool. His trials and tribulations in season 1, where I'm like, that sucks. Also, like with the way the story is going, I don't care about you at all. Like it's
there's very interesting things in season 2.
I can't wait to see it, and yeah, we'll talk about that when we review season 2. But
okay, I will keep my mouth closed.
We'll get there, I promise. But speaking to like one of the other huge things that the show did, that the reason we're talking about, oh, the outside, so mind-blowing, the color and set design of this show is like some like it's like a David Fincher fan book. The colors that they use in this show really highlight other colors. Like if somebody is wearing anything colorful, it stands out, because the whole entire set is like beige, light brown, and like off gray. There is like no color. So if somebody has like colorful hair, a colorful thing, which very few people do, it pops.
Yeah.
And it also makes the outside being colorful so shattering, and just such a good tonal set piece for what that must feel like.
Yeah, it very much reinforces the idea that the silo is drab and lifeless, and it's very artificial. It's not normal. Like it. Yeah, I do agree with your one caveat. It does mean you have to watch it in a darkened room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. Yeah, you can't have it be light, have
Can't
light
have
coming
backlight.
in.
Like any fucking light on whatever you're watching. Like any. Why did I just blank on the name? Any glare, and it is immediately obscured. Like any glare, and you can't see shit.
Yeah.
Like you've got to watch it in a darkened room.
Which I mean, to that
Fine. It's such a minor gripe, but it's kind of funny.
it is. But the fucking the colors in the set reveal are just so perfect. They really feed into the metaphor of I feel like this show is just, they're not necessarily interconnected, but I feel like there's metaphors for like just humanity and also arguably what society is going through in many ways right now. And like
Sure.
it's really fucking well done. It's not, it plays within the story and it has a message. Like it doesn't, like you can buy into one or the other and it still plays like very well. And if you buy into both, cool. But the whole idea of just like, oh, technology is basically a sin, more or less. They slow the progression of society to keep it limited so they can control it. It's just so many of these things. They're like, huh, wonder where I've seen that before.
Yeah. And yeah, and of course the people with power get advanced technology for themselves to keep them ahead. You know,
advanced technology for themselves. It's like we see that it's okay for if you're connected or well off. Like the judge has relics. That's fine. Like the fuck is that fine for?
The law doesn't apply to rich people or powerful people.
Yeah. Thing. We'll look the other way. It's okay.
Yeah, you're important enough. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Also, I mean, the eugenics being practiced.
Yeah.
The travel time, the quality, the distance to certain amenities. Like the higher up you are, guess where the hospital is? Pretty fucking close. You know, guess where the sheriff's office is? Pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Weird.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Who could have foreseen?
I think one of the things that I was not expecting, and it's really light too, just a random aside, is the fucking intro. I only skipped it when I was like running late for something. The intro
is very good.
It's so good. It is so in line with the show. It's very soft. It's deft. The sounds are great. It builds, like, the way they constructed the soundtrack that subtly plays in the background. Damn, it builds tension. But like, if you look at it on paper, you wouldn't think so. It's very soft. It's very smooth. It's slow going, and yet the whole entire time you're like, ah!
Yeah. But also in terms of intro, damn, it has a very good first episode.
Oh yeah, I think I honestly I like the last. I love the reveal in the last episode. Is quite good. You know, gotta see what happens. But I actually think I like the first 3 episodes more. But I guess maybe I'm an intro guy. I don't know. The story of the sheriff is really dope. It's really sad. It's really succinct.
Yep.
And then the introduction of the main character, who's the mechanic, and her fucking episode where she like has to save the whole place. Fucking bangers.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I think it has one of my fucking favorite lines, which I was expecting the sheriff to be the main character. So I was very surprised when he just dies.
Yeah.
It's like, what? But the first episode where it's like his wife's being sent out to clean, and they're like, you don't have to do this, and just why take an oath if you won't do it when things are if you only do it when things are easy?
Yeah.
Just like,
Fucking metal.
damn.
Fucking metal.
Like what a fucking man. God, that was hard to watch him like basically read the last rites to his wife.
Yeah.
Like any last words? I love you. It's like, good.
Yeah. Fucking. I want to clean.
Just like, oh, just shoot me now. What the fuck? This is episode 1.
Yeah. Also, her cutting out her real birth control. Fucking metal.
Yeah, just I needed proof, and it's just like, oh, with a paring knife.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As one does.
Casually just needling around yourself.
Also, it's just a light realization before I go to my my 2 first favorite bits of the first 3 episodes.
Sure.
Oh shit, no, brain, don't run away with the thought. Fuck. Oh, okay. So in the first couple episodes, we meet the kind of the MacGuffin if he was a man in George.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
One of the things he has that is wildly expensive is what?
A watch?
No. Paper. He spends months of pay on paper.
They mentioned nobody ever gets that much paper in one place.
Yeah. It cost him so much money. That means all information would generally otherwise be stored on what?
Computers.
Which IT has access to.
Yep.
It's just it just dawned on me. It's like, oh yeah, Big Brother to the max. Put your shit on the cloud, kids. It's fine. Nothing will. Oops. There's been a breach.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Your data's corrupted.
Yeah. That's curious. Yeah, they can tell when you're logging into a hard drive. Fucking complete control. But it's okay. Don't worry. If there's nothing to worry about, you're fine.
It would also make sense that paper is very expensive. They'd have no way to make it.
They have trees.
Do they? They have fields. They do not have trees. They have there's one place that has trees.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah. There's one spot that has trees. Otherwise it's farmland, but they don't make
trees. Oh yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
But so dual explanation why paper is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Both fit very, very well.
The other aspect, the thing that I loved, and this is a cheery point, because the show is great. It does have moments that are, while it is kind of rough, there are moments of hilarity and cute things. Mostly early on, later it gets a lot more serious. But
it gets very dark.
There are still a couple characters that add brightness. One of my favorites is, he's a great character actor. I'm glad he got work on a good show again. Is the guy that played George Lutz in Band of Brothers, and he was a kind of a bigger agent. I want to say an FBI is not right, but he was the kind of guy from another agency that would show up around in Justified. I think he was from the kind of internal affairs kind of deal that would occasionally bother Raylan. But he plays the dude that they initially think killed the mayor that Marnes hates and gets punched in the face by.
Oh, okay.
That guy. But his thing at the end when he's just helps her, he's such a fucking Han Solo type. He fucking helps her basically show what they think at the time, show the people what reality is, which is awesome that it ends up not being reality. It's fucking great. But does that, and then they're running away from the cops, and he goes, hey, she goes, what? He goes, the watch. She's like, are you fucking serious? He's just yeah, I was doing this for a job. I don't believe in this shit. I just wanted that watch. I was God damn, I love this guy.
He's guess what? There's more of him in season 2. Yes. He's still fucking great.
Yes, I love that guy. The guy's energy is everything for me. But in the first couple episodes, when they're trying to have a baby, which turns to ash in your mouth because you realize that they were never going to.
Yeah.
when she comes to his office and it pans to
Like,
the fucking
we'll be quiet, and everyone else is just like,
yeah, it's just a fucking yeah. It is a small
thud.
shit. It's lightly kind of it is like it is comedy
so
tinged
funny.
with eroticism. It's so fucking funny. It's like
like
low key kind of hot, but also like
Just-
if you just this is kind of interesting. So if they just held the camera against the door, it would be like 50-50. That's kind of hot, and also this is kind of silly. But the fact that they pan back and they just see all the faces of their coworkers,
all the fucking deputies, and Marn's just fucking going,
yeah, and
just
Marge
crank
just
it
being
up.
like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, don't make me
Yes,
laugh."
keep it down, keep it down.
It is the cutest, funniest thing in the show.
It's amazing.
It's just banging on the desk.
Yeah, I was also prefaced by like, "We'll be quiet." And
Yeah.
just like, "No, you won't."
That's cute that you think that, though, dear.
Yeah, it's yeah, but oh god, the spin from that to where like it's not happening, it just becomes hopeless.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
hurts. Like,
Comedy juxtaposed with just depression is great drama.
It hits hard.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
it's also like one of those because I've talked to people who wanted to have kids and struggled to have kids, and like it's just a strange brand of hopelessness that I don't know personally, but it's like from how I've heard it described, they captured it really fucking well.
Yeah.
It's like
So one thing that I usually hate is character gets into role and instantly becomes good at role. Like they're a natural. It's like
yeah.
boring, not really a real thing that like it's something that we can dream about, but not. I think
Unless there's a very good explanation. Blag.
I understand because it's wish fulfillment, but I
Sure.
think, and I really hope this is a trend that's being set, is I feel like I like seeing failure turn into expertise through determination. Because that is something
you like seeing meaningful progression and new benchmarks for somebody.
That too.
But but that's just like the price of progress is you have to suck to get better.
Yeah. And I really like that being shown in shows because that's in a way, I think that's way too many Americans like learn life is through like seeing shit. Sadly, we watch dumb shit that explains, Karens can be explained by, Jersey Shore pretty quickly. But they have a mechanic character and the saving of not the saving of the silo, but like the fixing of the generator scene or episode. Fuck me, that scene rocks.
That scene slaps.
But her becoming sheriff and sucking at the bureaucracy of it, but being good at the detective work makes so much sense.
Solving problems.
Yeah, I'm solving. I see a problem. I want to solve it. I'm gonna get down the dirty. I don't have time for like being nice and like waiting for shit. And just also like being driven. And I mean, the reason she gets into the job is to solve the death of her partner. Yeah. And it's just like all this other stuff. I don't give a fuck. Like she doesn't care.
Yeah,
that's really good writing.
The other thing I really appreciate about the writing is like there is basically nothing that is unexplained. Like they're especially with like the Big Brother reveal, there is so much things like how did they know this? Why would they be able to do this? Like, oh, like they do a very good job playing with information and getting you to like that's why they can do X, that's why we can do Y. Like between that and the way they reference like the pact and basically being the Bible, like which is bizarre, but I'll just we can write that off as just it's a part of the culture there.
I think that's a good metaphor. Dude, they talk about the pact like we talk about the
Constitution.
Yeah. Oh, I can't change. We've amended it
numerous times.
Yeah, you can change it. But like the way they talk about the pact is the way fucking right wingers talk about the Constitution. Second Amendment. It's like fucking. They had good inspiration.
Yeah, which I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, just nope. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I'll just get angry. Anyway, like you, and the one that the one I really liked because it was kind of bugging me towards the end, where she's just getting around the silo. She keeps evading security, like she keeps evading the raiders. I'm like, how? And the moment where Bernard is like, she's smart and she's brave. Where would she go that we wouldn't follow? She's going down the fucking trash chutes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that makes sense. Like the show did really well explaining itself. Like,
Yeah.
and it felt like it provided good consequences, and it felt like it had very good explanations for why characters do things. Even if you think it's stupid motivations, they're still good. It makes sense in universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it at no point did I feel like anybody just had a cheapened sense of motivation or that things happened because brr. Like, I really liked that. Like, that's part of why I stayed engrossed in it, and like I was fucking into it. It didn't feel like anything just out of fucking left field through wrenches. And the other thing that I also really liked, people just die. Like several of them. And there's some people you think will probably stick around and don't. Like, I was bamboozled by the sheriff dying real quick. But like Mayor Jom's going.
Yeah,
Ugh.
didn't see that one coming.
I knew it was going to when it's like good between her and Marnes. I'm like, oh no. This is too happy. Oh no. Please no. Let me be wrong. Let him be happy and fucking make pictures with her in a stall. Like, please. No. Let her retire. Like, that one sucked. Like, but they just kill a bunch of people who are fairly central characters. Like, I appreciate that. I'm just like, nah, people do not feel safe.
Yeah.
Which is just good. Like, you should never feel invulnerable. The fact that they don't introduce the main character effectively till episode fucking 3, or like really introduce her in episode 3, is kind of dope. Because then it casts doubt on like, is she gonna fucking live, or are we gonna transfer point of view again?
Yeah.
Like, I think that was just really cool and really well done to kind of keep you like on the edge of your seat. So also, Loki fucking Wash, dope. My favorite character in the show.
Okay, hold on. I need to double check on something. So you're saying her name is Wash?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong. Let me check real quick.
Or I'm sorry, that's not Wash, it's Walk.
It's Walk, which
Walk.
is kind of awesome given her character.
She's agoraphobic as fuck.
Yeah.
Why
Martha Walker.
Yeah, Walk. Walk is fucking dope.
No, I love her character. She's dope.
She just absolute old bitch. Like, just fucking outstanding. 10 out of 10. Walk is amazing. So yeah.
Walk is really cool. I really like he gets a bit of a bad rap towards the end, but I think it's Nox. That's
Nox,
like
the like foreman, mechanical. Yeah.
I really liked him. I know that, like, I understand why he did what he did at the end, and kind of like, according to what was it, Shirley betrayed Julie, but it was like, I mean, look at it from his perspective.
Nah, I again, it's like, it makes sense. Like, and it makes sense why Shirley is pissed.
Yeah.
They're good explanations, good character motivations. Like, she is being emotional and personal. He's trying to be, like, think for more people and be not necessarily altruistic, but pragmatical.
Yeah.
Or pragmatic. It makes sense.
Also, her dad, and on a different coin, I like her dad. It's a really nice reveal that he's actually not a piece of shit. Like, you kind of think he might have been. Like, no.
Oh, and you get to know that, like, you didn't. Yeah.
You didn't what?
I don't know what's revealed about her dad yet.
Okay.
I realize that what I'm saying might be in season 2. I need to shut the fuck up.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. But
there
I
is
like his.
there is more to her dad's story though.
Yeah,
I really liked.
I really like the reveal of, because it really, there is very, it makes sense. There's a lot of stuff that feels one way, gets revealed, and it makes sense the other, and it doesn't cheapen it. It doesn't feel like a rug pull, or not like a rug pull for rug pull's sake of like got you, which I really liked. Who's the down deep cop, the deputy?
I do not remember his name.
I don't remember his name, but I love him so much. He's like
fucking curly haired guy.
Yeah. That, like, brings her a thing of hush puppies, and there's one left. He's like, "What? Did you think I was gonna walk all the way up here and not eat some?" She goes, "You basically had them all."
That guy's great.
Yeah. Marnes, for his little time, is just like Will Patton. You're never gonna hear this. I love you, Will Patton. You're so fucking good in everything you do, and I really loved seeing you on the screen for all 4 episodes until you fucking ate it.
He goes down swinging at least.
He does go down swinging. I kind of wish Robert Sims killed him instead, but
sure,
nah. Yeah. But that yeah. One kind of other thing I wanted to discuss, I thought, but maybe not. Maybe that's all of it. Yeah. Fucking great. 9.5 out of 10. Would highly recommend.
Oh damn.
Maybe it's a 9 out of 10. I don't know. Why? Where are you ranking it?
I think I would give it like probably like an 8.5, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't have that many problems with it. The writing was tight. It was funny. It was pretty sleek. It moved along. It didn't overstay. I guess one of the things, actually, no, I'd say a 9. One of the things that I did have a kind of qualm with was its speed. It kind of clipped along a little bit much, and I wish we got to sat with a couple things that for a half episode longer. But
the start is slow and it ramps up a lot at the end.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is too. Is I kind of got used to the flow of the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then it was just like happening. Like,
yeah,
whoa,
I think it speeds up a lot like after Marnes dies.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably even just when the mayor dies. Maybe it's when Marnes dies, but around that area of the story, which I mean, it's like an episode apart. So around that era of the story, it's just like new characters are getting introduced. You're doing this, and then like the fact that I kind of wanted her to stick around was I think she was like a secretary at the sheriff's office. Like doesn't like Juliet. Juliet and her tip off.
Fucking hates Juliet.
Yeah, she hates Juliet, and then Juliet kind of does her a solid, and then she leaves. I was like, "What? What are we doing?" Like, I felt like we were building something here. It's like, nope. Like, okay.
That chick does come back in season 2.
Okay.
They don't. Little bit of future knowledge, but like they don't discard characters.
Love that.
Yeah, like I don't think there's anybody in season 1 that's introduced that isn't given some kind of resolution that isn't addressed in season 2 pretty well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Very excited for the way they ended the show, and can't wait to watch season 2. It's like a lot of cool ways that this could go, and given the strength of the writing, definitely can't wait to see more.
Dope. I'm glad I give a good recommendation.
Woo! All right. And any other things to say, or is it time to pay our bills with some advertisements?
I think it is time we can pay some bills with some ads.
See y'all in a bit for our new segment right after this ad break.
Do you find the peasants revolting against your authoritarian regime? And you can't just kill the people because they make food or do other important things.
Wait, what?
Well, With the Centaway, we can offer you a non-lethal measure. Make sure those stupid peasants get back in line. With it being easy to use, even the laziest oligarch can use it themselves.
Is that pepper spray?
Just pull off the cap. Point. Spray.
Oh God, my eyes!
And you'll incapacitate any malcontent and show them who's boss. So get ahead of that pesky revolt. Get Descent away today.
Hey, thanks for sticking around. And to not disappoint, what is the new segment we have in store for them, my Broskinkowski?
You had a name for this that I forgot.
Exquisite Corpse.
Okay.
So for those of you that don't know, I think it's usually done more in a different form of literature, but as Exquisite Corpse is where one person writes an aspect of a story, a song, or whatever, and then the other person goes from there without the input from the other person. There was one really cool one that you can find out there. I think it's done by Piffle. Can't remember the rap artist. Well, rap artists, I suppose. So Watsky did one called Exquisite Corpse, and he had a bunch of, you can find it on Spotify, YouTube, wherever. He had a bunch of other Bay Area rappers come on, and they would each do basically, 16 bars or whatever, and then go on to the next person. It was really, really fun. And the idea is that I think the original idea for an Exquisite Corpse is a thing that you would do in like Cub Scouts, where you would fold a piece of paper like 5 times, and then one person would draw a monster's like head, like torso, whatever, but you would fold it up so you didn't see, and then you'd reveal this kind of Mad Lib of a monster you created. But from there, it has taken on legs of its own, and the form I know it in is for writing. So what we are going to be doing each week is kind of, creating a through line from episode to episode, is one of us is going to be writing the next page in a story. My fantastical pen buddy over here has decided to start us off. So here is page 1 of the Super Prose Bros Exquisite Corp Experiment, whatever. That. Go!
Today, Jason decided that his life was going to change. As he sat in his drab office, listening to muffled conversations outside the door, he wondered what the actual fuck his life was worth. Had he done anything notable? Had he lived big enough to even have any profound regrets? Had he dared to step outside his comfort zone enough to experience all that life had to offer there? The longer he sat there, staring at the ceiling while idly spinning a pen, the more he concluded the answer to any of those questions was a resounding no. He wondered if it even mattered why he'd lived such a droll and mundane life. If it mattered whether or not his upbringing shaped the way he was, or if seeing his father arrested made him want to live within the lines of what was considered proper and decent. As if keeping his head down and towing the line would keep him from being perfectly antithetical to his deadbeat parent he hadn't talked to in over a decade. But as the pen slipped out of his fingers and tumbled onto the drab beige carpet that lined the entire office building, he realized that it just didn't fucking matter. None of it did. If Jason died tomorrow, he would have nothing proud or remarkable to show of his life. Nothing he considered beyond the realm of standard. No one gave him a passing glance as he got up and walked past cubicles, or past the other offices, as if he was invisible, already blended into the off-white walls. He knocked twice on his boss's door, waiting politely for the call of "come in" before entering. "Mr. Stedman, I quit," Jason declared.
Bravo! That's fucking awesome. So that was entry 1 of the Exquisite Corpse Experience, brought to you by Super Prose Bros. Now back to your regularly presumed programming, I guess. Any recommendations for the peeps at homes?
Oh, I mentioned it earlier. Big surprise. I'm recommending Last of Us. It's fucking great. Crazy. Amazing! Pedro Pascal has done it again.
Guy continues to be a beast.
Continues to be the best.
Also, did you see his thing that he wrote about JK? He was just basically
loser.
Yeah, he's fucking loser. God damn.
I think like he's got someone in his family who is trans, so he's like personally invested. So it's a big middle finger for him.
Love it.
Yeah,
Just good to see somebody kind of up there in the box, like, you know, as being like, we're leaning over and seeing another rich person be like, taste it. It's like, yeah,
yeah. Between him and David Tennant, fucking big W's against J.K. Rowling being an absolute turf cunt.
Yeah. I didn't know Tennant had one, but not surprised.
I think David Tennant's child is trans.
Oh, okay, sure. He also just seems like a well-rounded individual who cares about.
Yeah, people. He also just seems like, and from everything I've ever heard, is just a great human being.
Yeah,
but he's very passionate about that because it is very personal importance to him.
Yeah,
so he's got beef. man has beef in a big fucking way with JK. He's also Dr. fucking Who, so yeah.
Trans metaphor, if there ever was one, you say?
Yeah. There's certainly a through line. But yeah, not to get too sidetracked. Last of Us is great. It is a tremendous vehicle for terrific character acting. It's just fucking great. It is ominous, dreadful. It's awesome. It's very fucking sad. Oh my god. Nobody's safe in that show in the best ways, and damn, it hurts. Like, they make you care about people to just absolutely rip them away from you. It's just like, Jesus. Like, please stop. Like, there has been one episode that hasn't ended with, like, or had a tragic death in it. Out of 5. That's it. We are 4 for 5 on, like, something tragic happens. It's just like, Jesus. And, like, the only reason that one does it is because it ends in kind of a nasty cliffhanger. Just part of why I stayed up so damn late, because, like, 4 ends on a cliffhanger. I'm like, well, I need to fucking see 5. Assholes. But yeah, it is tremendous. If nothing else, watch episode 3. You could watch it in a vacuum. It's basically a small movie, and I cried unapologetically. It's so fucking good. I need to look up who Nick Offerman is foiled with in that. Because goddamn.
While he does that, let me tell you about a book I read. Oh my god, a book!
Holy.
So I feel like I'm mildly cheating. I'm sure I'll get over it. It's definitely a me thing, but I did an audiobook form as opposed to like reading the words on a page. Because I ingest information better that way. Also, man, it could save me some time while I was taking my daily walk so that I got my cardio in. Them steps, bruh.
Them steps.
Bruh. So, read and would highly recommend The Cold Dish by Craig Johnson. The version on Audible is, hold on, I'm actually gonna look up who did the voice or who read it, because they were like super duper fucking good. Library program.
Sorry, Murray Bartlett is the person who played Frank.
God bless you, Murray Bartlett, and your performance.
But yeah, damn. Sorry. Okay. Done gushing.
Damn. Sorry.
Damn.
So The Cold Dish is written by Craig Johnson. I would highly recommend, if you do the audio version, to find the one that is narrated by George Guidall, Guidall. Fucking awesome. So this is the first entry in the Walt Longmire mystery saga. This is the book, or this is the series that the show Longmire is based on. So the first episode seemed fine, but I really enjoyed the book. it does a really good blend of noir meets cowboy meets like, you know, 80s America, 90s America, I think it's supposed to be. 90s, maybe 2000s. I don't know. It's about a guy that's too old to be doing the job he's doing, but is good at it, but is like over the hill, and it's just fucking great. The only caveat is it was clearly written by a man, so there's a lot of female interactions that are like
Stilted.
it's very slight, but it's noticeable, I think. I don't think it does anything against it.
Sure.
I think the female characters are written well. I don't think it passes the Bechdel test because it's written from first person POV of a man, so that's literally impossible.
As it is say, I also feel like I get why the Bechdel test exists. There's certain instances where it's like it's just not ever going to work. And it makes sense
it's not applicable in all circumstances.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good. I'd recommend it. It does have. This is where it gets a little weird. So the opening case that the story is kind of about is about a horrific sexual assault case against a young woman by 4 teenagers. It doesn't go into grave detail, but it goes into enough detail that you're like, yeah, that's disgusting and horrifying.
Yeah.
That being said, I would say that is the only kind of quote trigger warning to worry about. I think the rest of it is very acceptable by most and everybody. And I think the way that that situation is handled, even though again, male gaze, male perception, and from a male reader, I think it was handled quite well and in a way that was respectful without turning the female characters into like maidens that needed rescuing. Like he clearly, as the officer involved, does feel like he needs to save and take care of this person. She is a young girl. He is the old sheriff, has a daughter. Story tracks. But I mean, all the other females in the story have strong agency, are very well fleshed out. His like head deputy, who he recognizes as being better than him, who he kind of messes with, just like kind of annoys the shit out of her, is like a woman and she's better than him and great, and he's like shocked that she's like working out because they're in the middle of like Wyoming or something. So he's just like, I don't know why she's here, but but it's a great story overall. Really good fucking dialogue. I was going to actually hold on. I think I still, if I have it queued up, I just want to read you like a small section of like one of the later chapters. It doesn't fucking say. No, it went to the top. Ah! All right, let me see if I can get there. No! Dude, using this app is a pain in the ass. Holy shit. Okay. No. No. Shit, where did I go to? Ah, crap. This is great television. Son of a bitch, I just refreshed the page. Ah, oh wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh, ah. No! Stop being dumb. It's really hard. This is not a good app to use. I would not recommend ZPDF. Damn it.
This is a very interesting struggle you have going on.
I'll try to remember. Okay, this is the way the book ends, and it tells you nothing. Okay. 2 characters, one of which is depressed, are sitting out looking up at the sky as geese fly over. And one of them is Native American, talking to the... So the best friend of the main character is this Native American guy. They both went to Nam together. Did very different things, but were friends before that. He goes, Lonnie told me why the V, when geese fly in a V, one side is longer than the other. Like, the guy waits hoping that he's going to ask him, why is that, but doesn't, so he feels, encouraged as he goes, all right, why is that? And he goes, there are more geese on one side than the other side. God damn it. And that's the way the book ends. It's so awesome.
So dumb.
It's so great. And like it's not the kind of joke, like I think it happens 1 or 2 times. It's definitely not his shtick. Like it's not set up at all. It's just kind of like, got him. Just fucking last minute, just bat to the ribs. So fucking good. The thing I was trying to look up, it was written really well, but his secretary, like the kind of dispatcher secretary, because it's a small sheriff's office, is like talking to him over the phone, and she goes, "By the way, the one guy that's in our jail, he was bored, so I bought him some reading materials. What'd you bring him? All of the like sheriff's notes for him to leaf through. It's the fastest way I usually go to bed. Oh, by the way, you have the worst handwriting I've seen since 1881. What happened in 1881? That's when the sheriff's office opened." So instead of saying you have the worst sheriff's handwriting, just putting that date to set up the kind of extra dagger joke, is that kind of shit just sends me. It's so fucking good.
Just a lot of like, well, fucking walked into that shit.
Yeah. Also, it's not really that funny, but I laughed my ass off. So the character is relatively recent sheriff. The old sheriff and him like chat, and then his good friend who's a Native American, who doesn't really interact with the old sheriff because he doesn't particularly like him, is named Standing Bear. Every time, it's not really set up. You have to kind of infer initially, and eventually it's revealed. But every time the main character goes and talks and plays chess with the old sheriff, he asks him about, "Hey, how's ladies' wear doing?" And you're like, "What?" And then like chapter 8, he goes, "So, is the old sheriff still calling me ladies' wear instead of Standing Bear?"
Fuck.
It's so good. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense why an old man would find that hilarious. Also, it is kind of funny. But like, yeah,
So
you're
dumb.
Yeah. But it's great. Just the way it's couched is so good.
So in The Last of Us, not because you brought this upon yourself.
Okay.
So in The Last of Us, like one of the things, because Ellie is trying to bond with Joel because she's kind of stuck, and she's like a 15-year-old kid, and she's like a book of puns.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so she just keeps like reading them to him, and he's like, "Oh my god, stop!" And so like they do this twice in an episode, like before they go to bed. It's like, "Joel, I have a serious question. Why did a scarecrow get a medal?" And so he just like looks deadpan. He's like, because he was outstanding in his field, and just rolls over. He's like, "Go to sleep." At the end of the episode, she's like, it's been a hard day, and they're hiding out in some like, derelict hotel.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "Joel, did you know that diarrhea is hereditary?" And he just, "What?" And it runs in your genes. And it like gets him. He just starts thinking, he's like, no, But they just like throw them in every now and again. It's just so fucking stupid.
That's great. Yeah, I wish I could have found the page I was looking for in the book, because while these jokes that we've made or that I've said are great, the way it's written, it flows really, really well, and is like, the descriptors are apt, very either funny, insightful, or colorful, but they don't do that Tolkien thing of, "God, the next page, let somebody be talking about something instead of you describing the underside of a leaf.
Anything happen.
Yeah, something happened, please."
Yeah, sure.
But this one just, it clips along, good dialogue. It's very, it's just great. I don't know. He goes into a diner, and every time he asks for the usual, it's different, which is and he likes the meal, and he's like, "You nailed it again." But it's all like, the fact that it's all his usual is always different is so like, it's little things. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. To bring it back around to a musical land, especially for my co-host, but also because I can't get out of my head, would really recommend Memento by Cassian. It's a fun, moving, like EDM bop. Slaps, scoots. It gets me in my boots. And with that alliterative rhyming scheme, we are going to go along to our last segment of the day, the tried and the true, the quip off. What are we quipping today, my friend?
We are quipping a classic from before either of our times. We are quipping Airplane. That fucking throwback.
So for those of you that enjoy a very great, terrible joke, which now that I think about it, man, we set this up really well with our...
We set us up much better than I would have guessed we would have, I'll be honest. But it is now on brand. All right. It's in theme with the rest of it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
You better tell the captain we've got to land as soon as we can. This woman needs to be gotten to a hospital. A hospital? What is it? It's a big building with patients. That's not important right now.
Jim never vomits at home.
Can you fly this plane and land it? Surely. You can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. Classic.
Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Well, we had the choice of steak or fish. Yes, I remember. I had lasagna.
The life of everyone on board depends on just one thing. Finding someone back there who could only fly this plane, but who didn't have fish for dinner.
Nervous? Yeah. First time? No, I've been nervous lots of times.
Shanna, they bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash.
I flew single-engine fighters in the Air Force. This plane is 4 engines. It's an entirely different kind of flying altogether.
Joey, you ever seen a grown man naked?
Excuse me, Captain Over, but I have an emergency call on line 5 from a Mr. Ham. All right, give me a ham on 5, but hold the mail.
No wonder you're upset. She's lovely and a darling figure. Supple, pouting breasts, firm thighs. It's a shame you two don't get along.
Oh no, don't worry. I speak jive.
Do you know what it's like to fall in the mud and get kicked in the head with an iron boot? Of course you don't. No one does. It never happens. Sorry, Ted, that was a dumb question. Skip that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
Because of my mistake, 6 men didn't return from that raid. 7. Lieutenant Zip died this morning.
I know, but this guy has no flying experience at all. He's a menace to himself and everything else in the air. Yes, birds too.
I haven't found this awful since we saw that Ronald Reagan film.
Well, with that odd chuckle, that is our episode. So thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this, please feel free to
like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
But don't forget, new episodes of Super Prose Bros come out the 1st and 3rd Saturday of every month.
Bye.